Today on Channel 6 News at 5. The issues with the Little River Volunteer Fire Department continue after several missing fire trucks have been found, but where were they? Then the Avengers are back like they never left with extra scenes in the director's chair. Plus, this drone footage will give you chills as a swimmer and shark are shockingly close. Channel 6 News starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Imani Payne. Chris and Leslie have the night off. The Bell County Sheriff's Office has recovered the Little River Academy fire trucks that went missing following the dissolving of the volunteer fire department late Wednesday night. Channel 6's Barry Roy is live tonight with the details from a press conference that just wrapped up. Barry, tell us what you know.
Yeah, good evening to you, Imani. I tell you what, we'll stay tuned and find out. We'll have more for you at 6 o'clock. But reporting live in Temple, Barry Roy, Channel 6 News.
All right, thanks, Barry. Meanwhile, the fire chief in Buckholtz is speaking out tonight, separating his department from Little River Academy's former volunteer fire department. Yesterday, Little River's mayor said he had to break up an exchange where Little River's former volunteer firefighters were giving away all of the department's equipment to Buckholtz. Buckholtz chief told us today his department was contacted by Little River and was told the items were being donated. He says his department thought the donations were being made out of kindness and had no idea that Little River's department had just dissolved. That ruling was made just hours before the exchange. Well, it's time now for our first check of our weather. It's 4th of July weekend. Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson is standing by with the details. Hey, Andy.
Yeah, just
Thanks, Andy. One man is recovering in the hospital after a shooting in Waco last night. It happened around 2:30 a.m. on Fidel Avenue. When police got there, they saw several bullets had hit a home and a car, and they also found blood at the scene. A short time later, they got a call that a gunshot victim was dropped off at the hospital by several people who just left him there. He was identified as 20-year-old DeQuaylin Johnson. He was shot in the torso and remains in critical but stable condition. Anyone with information is asked to call police. We now know Malia Davis, the 4-year-old Houston girl who was at the center of a massive search, died as a result of homicidal violence. The medical examiner's office confirmed those results today. Malia was last seen alive in late April. Her mother's fiance, Darian Vince, claimed the girl was kidnapped by 2 men who knocked him out. Malia's body was found in May on a highway in Arkansas. Vince was arrested and charged with tampering with a corpse. No word on if his charges will be upgraded. The alleged mastermind behind the shooting of baseball great David Ortiz has been arrested. Victor Hugo Gomez was taken into custody in the Dominican Republic. He's accused of ordering the killing of his cousin, who was sharing a table with Ortiz at a bar in Santo Domingo when the shooting happened June 9th. The retired Red Sox star was flown to Boston, where he remains in the hospital. Gomez happens to have 2 homes in the Houston area. Now to Washington, where the Democratic presidential debates remain the talk of the town. Last night's debate was seemingly more intense than night one. Susan McGinnis is on Capitol Hill with a wrap-up.
Well, Imani, the gloves were off last 30th in Detroit. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, Channel 6 News. Imani, back to you.
A California pilot makes a perfect landing in a river. The Beechcraft Bonanza BE-35 pilot reported the engine suddenly quit and he was forced to land. He said over the radio that he was not injured. The small aircraft could be seen in a riverbed not far from San Gabriel Valley Airport. The FAA is investigating, but way to go to that pilot for landing so well. Still to come on Channel 6 News at 5. A struggling musician discovers he's the only person across the universe who's ever heard of the Beatles after a bizarre power outage. We have a review of Yesterday and more from the director's chair. Plus, a real-life Jaws moment when a drone captures a swimmer quite oblivious to what's in the water below him. And how a community is turning hospital beds into much-needed beds for those in need. Stick with us.